Hi everyone, we're glad to have you here for today's episode. The members of this podcast are
Lovely Lively Pink, Sakura.
Your Blue Ranger One-san, Yuri.
and I'm your MC, a touch of sweet and sour yellow Yuzu. Without further ado, let's jump right into today's episode.
Woohoo!
Have you all heard of Octopath Traveler, Champions of the Continent?
Yes.
Is that a sequel to the first Octopath Traveler?
It's a prequel, actually.
Oh, neat.
It's been super fun. I don't know if you've played the actual Octopath on the Switch or yet before. Have you guys? Yes. Okay.
It's one of the many games that I started and never finished. I started my run with the merchant girl. I really liked her and the voice actress.
Tessa.
Wait, there's a
Tessa,
voice actor character in the game?
Yes.
It's all full voice acting.
Umehara Yuichiro is the voice actor for Cyrus.
Oh, great.
Scholar.
Oh, Cyrus is good. I like putting him in the gypsy outfit.
But so Teresa, Tressa, I think, in English, she's actually in the mobile game. She's doing like a limited time gacha, so you should hop onto that. I actually had so this is unheard of because I have terrible gacha luck, but I had gacha luck the other day. I pulled once, one 10 pull for Tressa, not really expecting anything. I got her twice in the same pull. And I was like,
wow.
So
she is S tier SS.
She's a 5-star, and then I pulled a 5-star Tressa, and then I also got another card, which means I can do an awakening thing, which is basically boosting their stats. So I got really lucky, and I think that's the reason why I've been super obsessed with it. I was like, maybe I can get lucky again. So
that's how they ring you in.
Yeah.
Be careful. Don't let the game play you.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a message to all our listeners as well. Be careful with random chances games. It can go downhill so quickly. Just do it, as long as it's fun. Don't let it make you mad.
Yeah.
So the game, you can start off with 3 different story quests. There's the wealth, power, and fame. And they're all 3 chapters each, and then after that you have just a single main story. But I started off with power, and then I went wealth, and then fame, and I enjoyed all 3 storylines equally. And I thought, they're really well written, and the music is amazing. Of course, it's Square; they don't mess around.
No.
So I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's interested. And you don't actually have to play the Octopath Traveler, the one that came before, to understand what's going on. It's really it's a lot less grindy than the previous game, which was really surprising to me. I was expecting to take a very long time to get to level 30, but I got there really quickly, compared to the Octopath, the previous one. So maybe it's something worth looking into if you weren't able to finish that one.
Dude, it's such a good game. It's so beautiful.
It's
such a beautiful game. And you don't see pixel art like that given that much love anymore. So when they came out, or when they announced the the triangle tactical game that they made in the similar art style / game style. Well, no, gameplay is very different. It's more Final Fantasy-esque. It's still really nice to be able to see that 2.5D, semi 3D, 2D, all the Ds mixed together kind of vibe. Making it super accessible on phones, great, but the gacha will kill me. Oh my god.
I'm enjoying the gacha.
Oh no. How do you are they generous, giving you
They are, yeah.
Oh yeah.
In the mail, the first few days they give you a bunch of gems, but also every day there's the daily quests, and then there's also the feats and everything. And then the thing that really helped me the most, I think, was every time you level up, you have 3 ranks. That you have your wealth, power, and fame. It has the the different you can level up your wealth, power, and fame, and then each time you level up, you get like 30 until you get to like level 10. So like the 30 is really big. So then you can, because it's like 300 for 110 pull. So there's a lot of different ways you can get gems. I would recommend it. It's a lot of fun. So that was my talk about Octopath. And if you haven't played it yet, definitely make sure to check it out.
Mikan's OTA-KATSU Diary. Hey Roomies! So something that I've been really noticing since I've came to Japan is the amount of ads for anime and games, or video games. And I feel like that's not something we see a lot back in the States, but there's so much in Japan, whether it be just like on the billboards and trains, on food items, snacks, instant ramen, drinks, or like, you know, the what is it called, like a raffle that they have at like convenience stores. But I just see it everywhere, and this is something new to me just because I've never had that. I feel like even back home, it's not like you see ads for cartoons or anything. So it's interesting to see that, and I think I see why so many people watch anime. It's just because it's so largely advertised in Japan. But that is all for my report today. Thank you, guys. Mikan's OTA-KATSU Diary.
So we'll be doing another card talk today where we pull from a stack of cards numbered 1 through 5. And each of the cards will have a different talk topic. So which card should we pick today?
Let's see.
2 for peace.
2 for peace? Okay. So we'll be choosing card number 2. And the theme for card number 2 is...
Bum, bum, bum.
Your favorite funny anime? Yes.
So yes, our theme today is your favorite funny anime. So Yuri, do you want to go first?
What a show I like very much. It's interesting. I think people call it cringe comedy these days. It's not quite like that, but a lot of the comedy is rooted on things repeatedly going terribly for the main character. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit sociopathic, but the anime adaptation was based on a manga called Detroit Metal City.
Oh my god, yes! I love Detroit Metal City.
I think it's a very hard sell to some people that like anime because it's very different from a lot of anime. But conversely, people that don't know much about anime but do have an interest in like rock and metal music and the sort of Kiss culture of performers that have a distinct stage identity. They look like Kiss, but they're closer to one of those bands like Guar where they come out and say, "We're going to behead you all in the audience."
Yes. Oh my god. So my mom and I and my sister, we have a tradition. On Christmas time, we watch 2 things. One of 2 things. We watch Saint Oni-san or we watch Detroit Metal City.
What?
Oh wait, but there's a Christmas episode in the anime.
Yes. I don't know how we found it. I don't know what it was, but it was one of those things where like, Mom, watch this with me. And we watch it every year for Christmas. We get fried chicken and we watch Detroit Metal City or Saint Oni-san.
That's the most modern Japanese beautiful tradition I've ever heard.
So like my mom loves like the band name Tetrapod Melon Tea. Tetrapod Melon Tea. Is it tea or melon? It's probably tea, right? Yeah.
A little bit of background on Detroit Metal City. It is like anime Guar, but it's also anime Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yes,
it's like OG Retsuko.
Yeah,
it's like really OG Retsuko because like basically this guy he goes to Tokyo to live out his dream to become a really cute pop singer, and he's got like this cute little guitar and he's ready to make music, and he gets snatched up by this vicious woman who is the CEO of a rock metal death band label.
They're
Death
called
Records.
Which tells you everything.
Yes.
She's always, every time she appears in the show, she's cursing, swearing, kicking people, and smoking. She's
humping. She's humping the air.
Yeah.
I watched this show with my mom.
Oh my god.
We're cracking up.
That's a beautiful relationship. Any person that you are able to enjoy Detroit Middle City with in real life, I think that's a special connection. I got too many favorites to pick just one. But Sakura, what's yours?
So like it's kind of hard because we've already brought up a lot of them. But another one that I like to watch with my mom is Arakawa Under the Bridge.
Ooh.
It's basically this guy who's like a perfect businessman. If the world was a game, he won already. He's like got great assets, everything wonderful. He somehow ends up under a bridge and living under the bridge off of the riverbank in Japan somewhere because he falls in love with a lady who is heavily implied that she's an alien. Heavily implied. But
they never quite tell you, but you can draw your own conclusions. She's definitely very unusual.
Nino-san. Her name kind of technically translates to 2 of 3, but like I guess her name is derived from like her school uniform-ish clothes. She's like in jersey clothes.
Yeah.
Like school sports clothes, and like her it had like her what is it, her class number, like class 2, 3 or something like that.
On the uniform.
Yeah, and she's like this beautiful blonde lady, and she's just like chilling out, like vibing out under the bridge, and he's just like, oh, I love that woman, and he comes down under the bridge on the riverbanks, and it turns out.
I must mention here, her voice actress is Maya Sakamoto.
Yes.
Who could blame him?
Beautiful. Like, she plays such a really good deadpan character for somebody who's like been like that super emotive like person, like Haruhi from Oron and like CL, like really low tone characters. I think she plays really well.
She's so deadpan and so funny because it's a completely unself-aware character. Yeah, she has absolutely no concept that like the things she tends to do are completely bizarre. She'll do these idiosyncratic things like, sit there fishing in this horribly polluted river in the middle of the day and get fish out of it and feed it to the people in the sort of little like hobo community that she lives in.
Yeah, they're hobos. They're literally hobos. And then like sometimes like people show up and the main character's like, oh, finally a normal ass person. And it's the person who only walks on lines. So he's pushing a little like soccer like chalk pusher to like draw the lines in the field. Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes. And then like I think this is the show that helped me get over my childhood fear of kappa, because the village chief is a dude in a kappa costume.
Right? Yeah. Wait, I was also like deathly afraid of like kappa in my childhood.
Oh really?
I watched this one like movie. I don't even know what it was. It's just like a kappa, and like it scared me so bad I couldn't watch anything with kappa for like for a really long time.
I hope I know what you're talking about. It's like this movie that came out that was like half live action, half CG, and a kappa happened to be in it.
Like I don't even remember. It was just so scary.
Keating came out in it. Like, oh my god!
It'd be so funny if you were like both traumatized with the same kappa movie.
It was a Japanese movie
That's
with
very funny to me. Especially because the reason that the kappa folklore probably came to exist in the first place is that there's supposed to be demons that live in the water and will, drag people down and eat them. It certainly came from parents trying to keep their children away from rivers and lakes and the sea where they might drown. So I guess it's very effective.
Yeah.
What is it? Kappa?
Well, like
There's
another
so much
funny
kappa
anime
folklore.
that has like kappa is Sarazanmai. Have you guys heard of that?
Oh my god, yes. I love Sarazanmai.
That one's a funny anime as well, but
The show has a
while
lot
we're
of
waiting,
twists and turns.
I wanted to share my number one favorite anime. Well, it's not an anime yet, but it's a manga. but it's supposed to be animated soon. It's called Kuru Doji Danshi. It's called in English. It's Play It Cool, Guys. And
That's a good title.
it's about these characters who it's just like a slice of life, but they're like ikemen. They're really like handsome, but they're kind of something is like a little off. Like what they'll do is like they'll go to a convenience store, and he's trying to like pay for like a tea. Like he's trying to buy a tea, but instead of putting the tea in front of the cash register, like instead of giving it to the lady, he put his wallet down, and then the lady at the register is like, excuse me, sir, that's your wallet. And then he's like, oh, and then he has to play it cool, right? So like it's like it's like, oh, and then he's like gives them like, you know, and it's like those types of like funny like interactions. And like another one I really like is like the guy who's on the train listening to music. He thinks his headphones are plugged into his phone.
Oh no,
they're not, and then he has to play it cool, and like that's the whole, it's just a bunch of these like scenarios, and the art is really pretty.
I like a comedy where it feels like the situations in it might have happened to the author in real life, and they were just like dying to.
Yeah, it's like you get secondhand embarrassment from it, and it's like it's really funny, and I'm looking forward to the anime. And it's
That does sound like something that would be fun to watch. I will put that on my list as well.
I think I found the movie that scarred me as a child.
Yeah.
It was called The Great Yokai War, and it came out in 2005. So that's prime scarring timeline. Featured yokai in the movie are Snekosuri, Kirin, Bakeneko. There's also Karakasa. Like all kinds of like
the umbrella. It's a possessed umbrella.
Oh, wait, I'm checking the cast. And then Ryunosuke, Kamiki Ryunosuke, one of my favorite actors, is in it. I need to watch it.
Oh, great.
This movie terrified me as a child.
This looks very cool, actually, because it has a lot of like pre-CG special effects that, you know, were a lot more difficult to create, I'm sure. Those can be really effective for horror because you can get
my God, this is it.
Oh, and this is a Takashi Miike movie. Well, no wonder that creeped you out. He makes some movies that can really get under your skin.
I went to the images tab for this movie and I saw it. I saw the cover. I saw it.
It's okay. Look away. Look away.
Oh my God. I remember this child. Oh my God. It's so terrifying.
Oh gosh.
How did I get on this tangent again?
Kappa are scary, but they can also be
scary.
Arakawa made me feel better about it.
The one in Arakawa Under the Bridge is funny because he's obviously not a real Kappa. He's just a man wearing like a Kappa kigurumi.
Yeah.
I need to watch that.
Yeah.
And the OPs are really, really good music. I forget who it's by, but
the openings are really good.
Yes, both seasons have really good openings.
So that was our card talk for today. We had a couple of funny anime we haven't really talked about before. I think when we talk about funny anime, it's usually like Gintama and like Life of High School Boys, but this time we got to introduce some other ones that I'm really happy about. And definitely make sure to join us again for future card talks. Thank you for joining us today, and before we end, please make sure to check out our website and Twitter account. Also, please tweet us at #AnimeRoomy with recommendations for your favorite funny anime, and we'll be waiting for your tweets.
I'd love to get a recommendation from Twitter that we haven't seen before and try watching it.
Definitely.
Especially if it's a comedy, because a comedy, in most cases, is easy to pick up one or two episodes and enjoy and get into right away than something with a more intricate plot like a drama tends to be.
Yeah. So that was it for today's episode, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, Roomies.
Bye-bye, Roomies.
Bye-bye, Roomies.